The Joe Rogan Experience.
That show was awesome, man.
Oh, and he did Epstein's autopsy.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He's one of the ones that said that the wounds were consistent with ligature strangulation, not with hanging.
Yeah, we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so I recorded my special on the 25th of October, and I have a bunch of Epstein jokes in there. And in the meantime, they said they released the files, and I was like, oh no, but they still haven't released them. And I was like, oh, thank God, the jokes still work. I was like, oh my God, thank God, because I have like at least 2 separate times where I bring them up because it was even bigger back then.
Well, it's going to go on for a long time, I suspect. I mean, they said they released them, but what did they release?
No, they're still not all out yet.
But what did they release?
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. The whole thing's weird.
It reminds me of that Onion article where they're like, oh, CIA realizes they've been using a black highlighter this entire time. Like, it's like that. It's like, oh, okay, you just blacked out pages.
Redacted the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
It's like, what did they release? Did they release something recently?
No, they haven't released anything in a minute. They had that initial release where everything was blacked out, and it was that picture of Winnie the Pooh, which was hilarious.
But isn't there talk about some new releases that are happening soon?
Have they? It feels like everything's been drowned out by everything else been going on with like the Somalians and the ICE shooting. It feels like that's completely drowned out anything about it.
I think some of that's on purpose.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, 27 minutes ago, update story. A federal judge blocked the effort to force the release of more files.
Oh.
Trying to get that off there.
Okay. The federal judge, we said it a little bit wrong. It's the federal judge blocked the lawmakers' effort to force the DOJ to release the Epstein file. So they're trying to force the DOJ.
They already were forced to. They've missed deadlines.
And a federal judge blocked them from forcing them to release it. So a federal judge said, no, you can't force them to release it, even though you campaigned on it.
Yeah.
Even though you ran on it, even though you stood outside of that courthouse with a bunch of binders, we've got it.
Got him.
He said that he ruled that he lacks jurisdiction to appoint an outside expert to ensure.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, that's a little different.
Yeah.
So the federal judge Wednesday ruled that he lacks jurisdiction to appoint an outside expert to ensure the Justice Department complies with the law that makes all files pertaining to the prosecution of Jeffrey Epstein available for public view. Okay, that's different.
Yeah, but still, the law chess that they play to make sure it still can't come out is pretty crazy impressive.
But
I don't have the jurisdiction.
But if you're a federal judge, you can't step outside of your boundaries.
Is that don't they kind of just do that sometimes though?
Yeah, but you're not supposed to. Well, just because some of them are unethical or some of them.
Right, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't understand all this, so I'm going to be charitable about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be charitable about it, but I just don't understand how anybody can go to jail for sex trafficking when you don't have anybody they sex traffic to.
Right.
Like, that don't make any sense. Like, if I was Ghislaine's lawyer, I'd be like, to who? To who? Like, how did he not do that? Like, you want to tell me there's some sort of a compromised trial. How do you not have a lawyer that goes, who did she sex traffic to?
Right. That's clearly there's some sort of backdoor deal that was like, hey,
because you
spend this time in jail and we won't kill you.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Or also, she's working with them.
Right.
How do you?
That too, yeah.
How do you have? I mean, in any way, shape, or form, how do you have a person convicted of a crime when there's especially that kind of a crime where there's a person that hires you or gives you money or that you use to get influence from, and then you sex traffic to them? So there's another person involved, and that other person is completely eliminated from the trial because what? Because they're billionaires? Because they're heads of state? Like,
they're powerful enough.
Prominent scientists? What is going? Like, how is that okay? That doesn't even make sense that you could get through a whole trial like that.
Yeah, but I think that's just I was saying this earlier. I think this is just a function of government. These like intense like blackmail sex rings that everyone just kind of gets away with it.
Well, yeah, it seems like
it just happens over and over again.
But it's like, look at it this way: like, imagine if you were selling hash,
right?
And you had like pounds and pounds of hash at your house, and you've been selling hash, and you got caught selling hash. They charge you with distribution, and you're like, okay, but distributed to who? Because you're only selling to like rich, famous people.
Right.
You're only selling to like heads of J.P. Morgan. You're selling all your hash to those guys. And they're like, well, who did he sell the hash to? Nobody. Somebody bought $100 million worth of hash, and there's nobody? You have no purse? That doesn't make any sense. There's no crime. So he didn't really sell it. You could say he possesses it, but maybe intent to distribute. But if you want to get him for actual distribution and selling of hash, he's got to sell it to somebody.
Man.
At least an undercover agent.
Right. But like in this situation, it's like, did we ever really think anyone was really going to go to jail for this?
I feel like with continual constant pressure, it has to slowly leak out.
Man, I wish I was that optimistic about it. They've done a good job of keeping the names out of the press even after they said they would leak them.
It says here, FBI and DOJ records from 2019 reference about 10 individuals described as an alleged Epstein co-conspirators, including Maxwell and French modeling agent Jean-Luc Brunel, who died in French custody in 2022.
That's a way to get out of it, too. Be like, oh, she sold it to a dead guy.
Yeah, but it's also, this is not saying that sold it to them. They're co-conspirators. So they were probably involved in facilitating. They were probably involved in acquiring these girls, making connections, because that guy owned a modeling agency. So he's a modeling agent. Right. So that guy's getting him girls. So he's a co-conspirator. It's not saying that he was John. He was a John that was getting the girls. He was a co-conspirator. So there's at least 10 individuals who are also, which makes sense. If you have this giant blackmail ring, it's not going to be like one guy.
Right. I also found it funny, the whole, Mark Epstein guy, his just brother came out of nowhere. For a little bit.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, fuck this.
It's like, wait, first of all, what do you mean a brother that just knows everything that happened? Because he came out and said that wasn't like the email that was like, oh, Trump sucked Clinton's dick.
Yeah.
He was like, no, Bubba wasn't Clinton. But you didn't say he didn't suck someone's dick. You just were like, it wasn't Clinton.
Trump sucked some guy named Bubba's dick. Some truck driver.
Yeah.
What were you just showing us?
Disappeared.
That a few of those people were protected by the 2008 non-prosecution agreement. His original federal prosecution.
That's a little slap on the wrist protected a bunch of people.
Right.
And so they continued to be protected? Is that the idea?
That's where I don't know if anybody knows if
Nothing's better in law than a technicality, huh?
That's a slippery one. There's only one UFC 324 this Saturday, and on DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting. Once it's over, your shot to get in on the action is gone. DraftKings Sportsbook is built for live betting, not just pre-fight picks, because in the UFC, one moment can flip the entire fight. One punch, one kick, one takedown. New to DraftKings, new customers bet just $5 to get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins with the code ROGAN. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code ROGAN. That's code ROGAN to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Yeah.
So, what did Epstein's brother wind up saying?
He said it wasn't Bubba, and then which implied that he knew exactly what was going on the island the whole time, and is just out and about.
But he's still saying that Trump sucked someone's dick. That's
yeah. And then he just straight up disappeared. Where the fuck did he go? We just learned about him.
Man, I believe a lot of things. I do not believe Trump sucks someone's dick because he doesn't do drugs. You know what I mean? When Charlie Sheen was saying he sucked some guy's dick, like, okay, Charlie was doing so much crack, he was out of his fucking mind.
I feel like that level of power is a drug at that point.
I mean, maybe. I don't think so. I don't know.
It's a very
I don't
fun
think it's
world
going
to
to get a
believe
guy
that
like Trump to suck a dick. It just doesn't seem. That's a guy who's fucked up on drugs. That's like when Diddy was doing it. They were all doing drugs. It's a drug thing. Right?
Yeah.
Unless you're a gay man, it's a drug thing to go around sucking dick. So we're assuming that Trump's been hiding the gay the entire... Not a chance in hell.
That'd be the most impressive hide of all time.
Also, why would he do that?
Yeah, there's no reason.
If you're open and you're gay, you side with the fucking Democrats. Like, that's the move. You can probably do all the exact same things when you get into office.
Right.
It's all horseshit.
I tried a follow-up question, and it does not know
Who's in charge of Epstein's estate?
It's thinking. Look at this. Look at it thinking.
Your laptop's about to blow up. I would stop.
Bro, fucking drones about to hit the building. The mothership's going to be on fire tonight when we get there.
So yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. It's so funny. It's like it's an attempted cover-up of corruption that would have been successful in the 70s.
Right.
Right? If they had pulled
Yes.
this shit off in the 70s or the 80s,
Gone. Well, the whole Franklin scandal.
Sure.
Yeah, they killed that reporter.
yes.
They killed that reporter. There was definitely some
Yep.
underage sexual thing going on there, and they were like, dead. You and your son. That's what you get for fucking around.
Yeah,
We'll
man.
kill both of you.
Well, Tucker's talked about this, and a few other people have talked about this. There's a bunch of secretly gay politicians.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's probably a bunch of secret pedophiles as well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
For sure.
There's definitely, I pulled that once on bottom of the barrel, just secretly gay Republicans. That was my thing. And then I was like, can you imagine how good that sex feels? Especially after you spent all day being like, it's bad, it's wrong.
Yeah,
and then that sex is extra hot. Because you're going against God and your party at one time.
Some twink with his Converse on, your fucking
Yeah.
but yeah.
And then you go back and be like, family value. Like that level of...
I think there's
Fuckery.
a lot of them that are putting on a show. A lot of them. They're putting on an act, and you're never going to get to know who they really are. And that's why when something comes out, it's like shocking. Like, oh!
Right.
They're all fucking weirdos. They're all weirdos. You have to be a weirdo to want to run or you have to be like this amazing person. Like, it's two options. You have to be Gandhi or you have to be a weirdo. You know what I mean?
And speaking of pedophiles, we had a Speaker of the House that was a pedophile for like 8 years.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
A real one.
A real deal
one.
pedophile.
A real deal convicted pedophile.
What was his name again?
Hastert?
I think might have been Hastert.
I think so.
I feel like we should look that up. So
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
look that up.
I don't want to be like,
Look that up.
Hastert was like a nice guy and we're calling him a pedophile. But Speaker of the House.
He was involved in a very big scandal of it, right?
Yeah, Dennis Hastert. Yeah.
Yes.
It was like some Sandusky shit. It was at a school that he was teaching at.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Allegations that Scroll up a little. Sorry, Senate candidate Roy Moore spent his 30s dating, propositioning, and sexually assaulting high school-aged girls was shocking, but not without precedent. There have been plenty of congressmen who carried on sexual relationships with teenagers, from Thomas Jefferson. That was back when people died when they were 18.
Yeah.
Strom Thurmond, perhaps more dastardly, Illinois Rep. Dennis Hastert served as Speaker of the House from 1999 to 2007.
And a little further down, it says, and additionally agreed that Hastert sodomized a 4th grade boy in a school bathroom and threatened him if he reported assault. That's like Sandusky stuff.
Jesus Christ. Since the statute of limitation had expired on these crimes, Hastert was instead convicted of evading bank reporting requirements in order to secretly pay off his victims.
That's so funny.
He served 15 months in prison. That's it. Holy shit.
That's so crazy to pay off your victims and not do it in cash. What a
lot of money.
Yeah, that's
Probably
a lot of money. That's fair.
I bet it was quite a bit of money. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, and just
So if
Speaker
there's
of the House.
one kid that got a 4th grade boy in a school bathroom, how many more did he do that to? How many just don't want the shame of it coming out publicly? How many guys are struggling with it right now? They're 35 years old. They don't want to tell that story.
Right.
That ruined their life because the Speaker of the House fucked them.
Crazy.
Crazy. And he's not alone,
No.
right?
No.
That's
no.
the Franklin scandal,
And
right?
there's no way that wasn't uncovered beforehand by people. Just
Right.
the way the political machine works. But that's like sort of like, you get me for this, I'll get you for this, so you keep that under wraps. You just have that in your back pocket.
I think it's just part of that game that they play.
Oh, for sure.
It's like Game of Thrones.
For sure. It's definitely
It
a part.
really is. It really is like Game of Thrones. It's
Just whorehouses and like
and
they
also
try to get
House
you
of Cards, right? It sucks that Kevin Spacey got busted because that show ruled.
I know, right? But it's so funny because thinking back on it, like if you looked at movies, my genuine take before he got busted for this is he plays the greatest villains.
Yes,
He's like the greatest villain actor of all time.
he's the greatest creep. Mm-hmm. He's like a brilliant creep, like with darkness behind his eyes.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then can turn it on the charm, that southern charm for the camera. How about when he did that fucking weird video in front of the fireplace?
Oh, dude.
Like
Dude.
in character,
Right after-
kill him with kindness.
Right after the witness to his case died, like another witness to his case died.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, dude, people were dropping her like flies around Spacey.
Bro.
Crazy. Real deal villain shit.
Acting out the literal plot lines as the character, being the character while he's tending the fire.
Goes to show you can still be he's still a genius artist.
Amazing.
Yeah, just like a
Amazing.
wow.
And in any other
Crazy.
time,
Yeah.
he would have never gotten caught.
Yeah, that's just how the machine worked. You know?
I mean, he's just one of those guys that got an immense amount of power, and he was just a dick grabber. Like, give me that dick. And I bet a lot of guys were like, okay. That's the problem with wild pitches. You know, you fucking swing at every pitch. You're going to hit a few.
Right.
You know, but he's probably... You know, for all these guys that he grabbed dicks and said, oh, you know, probably drunk, probably fucked up. How many guys like let him suck their dick? A lot, I bet. I bet it was an effective strategy.
Right,
If
especially
you-
for famous in
if
Hollywood.
he did it to gay guys. But he was like the one guy that the story broke was a young teenager, right? Was he like 14 or something like that?
Yeah,
And they were working together or something like that.
it was definitely a minor.